Hello, everybody, and welcome to Neurotic News. It's me, Damien Power, and I'm with Dan Rath.
In quarantine.
Dan Rath is in quarantine.
It's a tragedy.
Which means all our shows got cancelled. I'm doing the Brisbane Comedy Festival between July 20 to July 25. So that's all I've got at the moment. And, oh, no, actually, Sydney's been rescheduled to August 27th. My solo show. So yeah. But anyway, so that is actually technically on sale. August 27th in Sydney. But I know it's a weird time now. So, but anyway. Rathi, is there anything you want to plug?
No, because it's all cancelled.
So. Everything's cancelled for Rathi.
Yeah, just found out.
Which sucks. Sucks ass.
The hardest part is pretending to be disappointed.
Yeah.
When you hear it, you're like, oh fuck. But you want the sympathy, but also like you're actually secretly happy.
Why are you secretly happy?
Because it's just like, oh good, I don't have to, like I couldn't control it, but I don't have to do anything now.
So God, so to speak, has forced your hand to not perform, and you're like, oh thank God.
Into the natural state of laziness.
Right. And what are you doing?
Which is where we're happiest as humans.
In the state of laziness.
Yeah, I'm just walking around the botanical gardens, listening to Jurassic Park soundtrack, like just pretending I'm in another world.
Right.
And that's better than working.
Yeah. Yeah. Why the Jurassic Park soundtrack? That's an obscure choice.
I think because it looks like Jurassic Park. It looks like where Jurassic Park is filmed, like even the restaurant and stuff, and like the little buggies, those little 4-wheel drives.
Really?
Yeah, it's great. And there's like weird birds. And you know how dinosaurs are birds, basically?
Oh, well, that's the insinuation, isn't it?
They insinuate it. Yeah,
they insinuate that they evolved from birds.
That was the takeaway message, apparently.
Yeah, that was a weird takeaway message, eh?
Yeah.
It's like you watch this crazy film with all these themes of corporate overreach and humans messing with life itself and trying to play God and it coming back in our face. And then the final message is, you never know. Dinosaurs might have became birds. So yeah, have a think about that.
What a fall from grace to go from dinosaur, majestic predator apex to like KFC, like chicken, like...
Yeah, like, I mean, could you trace the T-Rex all the way to the humble chicken? Like, and
rap.
Yeah, imagine being a fucking velociraptor, and now you're just a magpie going rah rah, just swooping people and shit. And it's like you used to be like clever girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Just fucking.
Now it's like, get the fuck out of here, fucking bin chicken cunt.
Yeah,
eat my fucking
shoot like that.
Yeah, trying to eat like the plastic container for a lamb korma, like not even with any.
Yeah, pathetic and so on. Can't even work out how to swoop, when you've got those spikes in your helmet. It's like, oh, well, I guess that's a fucking fast moving echidna. Well, like doesn't even get like it's like, oh, well, I won't swoop that one then. Like that's how dumb they are now. But then they used to be velociraptors that were capable of opening doors, according to Jurassic Park.
Well, velociraptors they're just so smart. They could it was like telepathy. They're like, I think he wants, like they could read your mind and shit in that movie anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. They were like doing maths and like,
they're in the vents. They're in the using Pythagoras and shit to be like, it's in the vents. Like now they're just like just a bird, like running into a fucking mirror.
Yeah. Flying into a window.
Like apparently birds just fucking execute themselves all the time.
They execute themselves.
Just accident because they're so dumb.
You reckon it's a suicide?
Well, no, I think it's actually a stupidicide.
Right,
which is just stupidity, death.
So the last shots there of Jurassic Park as they get away in the helicopter are birds flying with the helicopter and there's beautiful music and it's like, oh, maybe that's what they become. They become the birds.
Birds.
Right? Shouldn't that be sad music? Like, oh.
Yeah, it should be the same.
They de-evolve into a pelican that tries to keep as much garbage in its fucking giant beak as possible, rummaging through the bins and whatnot. Got an old glove.
They turn into a pelican that chokes on a 6-pack beer can because it thinks it's a mollusk.
Yeah, as opposed to being majestic giant.
It should be like like a more Schindler's List, like like that kind of. I know
Yeah,
it's the
that
same
lower
musician,
violin.
like violins, like yeah. But
Yeah.
it's also it's been cuckolded by evolution too.
What do you mean?
Well, like that's getting cucked by evolution, like being a T-Rex and then ending up as like a factory farm chicken or whatever, like a battery chicken has like the same story as a T-Rex. You know what I mean? It's like it's being
Right.
like you're
Right.
getting
Yeah.
cut, yeah, a
You're
raw
getting
deal.
fucked over by evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going backwards. A lot of
The
animals got
rip-off.
fucked. A lot of animals got fucked by evolution.
Yeah.
Like there used to be giant kangaroos and echidnas and wombats in Australia, and they all died off. Were killed and
Yeah,
eaten.
there were big creatures that you couldn't
big
just.
creatures, megafauna.
I guess those kangaroos, if they kangaroos die by kicking utes and shit.
Yeah,
Like in the bush, like those kangaroos would just fucking kill the driver and
yeah,
keep hopping.
just crush just crush the ute.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know, you go roo shoot. You know, going roo shoot, and they go roo shoot. Now it's like fuck. Fucking wombats coming.
Yeah, 7-foot
Yeah,
creatures.
giant pigs and shit. Pig hunting. One of the things that's happening at the moment in Queensland is like they're shooting heaps of Hollywood movies. They have been, well, not right this second, but over the past year or two because of Hollywood being shut down. Like The Rock is shooting at the Gold Coast, the TV series. The Rock was shot at the
Crazy.
Gold Coast. So we were getting all these massive American comics and actors and stuff dropping into shows. And we get like African American comics that we never get in Australia. Like we so rarely get African American comics, and it's such a funny style of, the cadence is so funny.
Yeah.
And this guy was always, what's that?
Well, they just talk when American comics come here, they always talk about like a specific thing that they haven't seen before, like pie face. What do you mean? Getting a pie in your face?
Why you call
my
pie
God.
face, man? What the fuck you do? I don't want to pie face, motherfucker.
I heard one go like, more like shit faced, right? Ugh. You know what I mean? Because you're drunk.
Man, this dude was doing heaps of shit about grilled, just going, yo, man, I went down the motherfucker burger joint. They offered me zucchini chips. God damn it. I said, this is grilled, motherfucker. You got grilled, motherfucker? You been to grilled? My girlfriend called me up and she's like, you want traditional or panini? I'm like, bitch, you are in grilled, god damn it. That is grilled.
I waked and baked, went to grilled, got roasted. Shit. Grilled. Like just repeat the word. Grilled.
Yeah. Yo, grilled. Get that sweet potato chips and a chipotle sauce. Yo, give me 2, motherfucker. I'll take 2 chipotle sauce. God damn it. Grilled.
Yeah, I'll be having chili sauce with my zucchini chips. Shit. You done that is nasty. Nasty zucchini chip.
Ass fucking that nasty ass vegetarian burger, motherfucker. Yo, you at grilled, man. You grilled. You at grilled.
Grilled is just such a funny place as well. It's a good.
It is, yeah. You get a kombucha with your burger meal? What is this? Are you at grilled, motherfucker? Traditional.
What's a Zan hand? A Zan hand. Chicken that relaxed.
Ain't no chickens that are relaxed, motherfucker. They're the beady-eyed motherfuckers you ever see. This motherfucker packaged like this, you say Zen? He ain't Zen.
Chili chips. Nasty. I'm grilled.
Doesn't even make sense. Yo,
yeah,
beef and the motherfucker. Dude, I'm at grilled.
Get some vegan patty beyond burger shit. Grilled. I don't want to wake and bake just because it rhymes.
Sliders. You get a slider with the bonini bread on your motherfucker. You go grilled.
Panini. I want some panini, motherfucker. Yeah, that's traditional. Me getting some panini at grilled, motherfucker. I'll get my dick wet. Shit.
You better give me double cheese, goddammit. I want double cheese on my double beef burger. They're simply grilled. They're simply grilled. I'm simply grilled.
Nasty vegan surprise. Nasty. Why you gotta be so nasty? Give me a vegan burger patty. I'm a grilled.
Oh, fuck.
But you're not in lockdown at the moment because
No.
your one keeps going up and down, right? Isn't it like every second day you lock down?
No. We just were in lockdown for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And then like we got it right at the start. But
you microdosed.
We microdosed it. But
I think it is similar to microdosing. Like when you get a 3-week lockdown or a 2-week, it is like microdosing the lockdown. Like
that's a macro dose, 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks, I think either way, you're microdosing third world culture. Like you're getting enough scarcity to be happy almost, like because you can't find your artisanal grass-fed rump steak because it's out of stock because of the supply lines or whatever. So you have more gratitude.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah, because you need
people are like, I'm blessed.
Yeah. Because you're actually glad to have something because you've had to go without.
Yeah, like so we microdose third world culture, like because too much will kill you, but just enough will make you appreciate your poke bowl.
Yeah, you need to go without for a little bit.
Instead
of just being able to gorge yourself at the drop of press of a button, so that some poor Guatemalan guy on a moped can deliver your fucking cold curry from Sandeep's Curry Hut.
Yeah, because
as you would say,
I think it's like what you say with the micro. Like if you microdose like 0.1 milligram of acid, you can reconnect with your spouse or something.
Yeah.
But if you do 100 tabs, you'll end up in a mental asylum.
Yeah, you'd be trying to talk to a fax machine or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that with lockdowns. Like you're just getting that enough scarcity, but you're not getting like third world.
Yeah.
Congo scarcity.
No, not Congo scarcity where it's like, a warlord's like come to cut off your heads. It's just shit like, we can't get oat milk at the moment.
And then you're like, blessed.
Blessed.
I feel blessed. I can't get my oat milk.
But we're very compliant as Australians. We're very compliant comparatively with say America and stuff. You know how I can tell? Because you see like meth heads wearing masks.
Well, in America, 50% of people are COVID skeptic. Like it's like huge proportion of people who don't want vaccines and don't wear masks. Yeah.
It's tiny.
It's 0.1%.
I saw like a meth head just screaming on the street with a mask. He took it off to scream. Fuck it, shit, you fuck. Like at the traffic light going across. Fuck. And then put his mask back on.
It warms the cockles of my heart to see that much compliancy trickle down.
Yeah.
Like a guy that literally intimidates people on trains with like a portable audio speaker in a wolf, those wolf pack guys, they have like 4 guys that just walk. One of them's faster than the others and shit. Just fucking, and then they all like run on the back of a train and just
right. But they're still
those guys will have masks.
Yeah, like they're rummaging through bins and shit to try and find like a barbecue chook, but they're still doing their hand sanitizer.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Yeah, because who's not complacent in our society is actually the craziest. Like, it's not those people. It's not people on the fringes of society that aren't compliant. They actually are. It's actually people like recently, like what you were talking about in Byron Bay.
Oh, the organic shop.
The organic shop that got the organic shop cafe owner that got violently arrested by the police for putting a sign up saying no masks allowed. And no one who's been vaccinated allowed in the shop.
It reminded me of the Lint siege, but like for an organic shop.
Yeah,
But
in the
yeah,
sense that it's the strangest place to have the cops. Like people like, I like the
yeah,
truffle chocolate. Get on the fucking floor. There's a sniper.
yeah,
Like that kind of
yeah,
shit.
yeah. It's just a drastic change from like perusing activated turmeric in the Byron Bay organic shop to get the fuck on the get. Where's your mask? Can't get on it. Like just getting
Yeah.
headlocked and thrown into a paddy wagon.
Well,
Like
to me,
having your
it's just so
fucking
funny
arm
because
broken.
they're people that have probably never had to sort of go through something like that. They're like, masks, man, it's fucking bullshit, man. The crowd, just get on the fucking floor. Like to have that shattered, like with
Yeah.
reality. Get on the fucking floor now. Fucking knee in the back. Idiot fucking Gerald. Fucking
Yeah.
just a dude with a beard and dreads in his beard. Fucking knee in the back. Fucking, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because they're like, you know, at this organic shop and there's like Enya playing in the background, like sail away, sail away. And like then they're just getting their head crushed into like a soap cabinet,
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
glass cabinet with like organic soap.
yeah.
Sail away. Like that song would have been playing in the back, like whale noises, like okra,
Mm.
and just like people getting smashed into the side of like an acai berry
Yeah.
bowl.
Yeah, get on the fucking floor now. There's packets of acai and quinoa spaghetti falling everywhere while Xavier gets get a knee in his back and ruptures one of his discs while the other cunt while the cops like fucking handcuff him.
They're always slightly too violent. You know how they'll just knock they'll make sure you like fucking like break your elbow or something in the handcuffs.
Yeah.
Because
They
they're
don't need
angry.
to. Like the most passive people, they'd be like, just like 10 minutes before going like, yeah, I'm looking for cocoa, but like with 100% almond milk chocolate. And then like 10 minutes later, fuck on the fucking floor now, idiot.
Yeah, it's weirdly these health nut people that are the least compliant. It's not the meth head on the train, because you'd think the meth head on the train would be the least compliant member of society for everything else. Doesn't have a train ticket, doesn't pay doesn't obey any rule.
Yeah.
Puts out cigarettes. Like
it's so interesting times.
Yeah.
Such interesting times like that. Like I saw a meth head, he's on the train and he's with his mates and he's drinking a tin of coconut milk and his mate is fucking doing a somersault, like using the hand holds, like doing flips. And he's just fucking like they're obviously on meth or ice, obviously.
Yeah.
Just drinking a tin of coconut milk, and then putting the mask on and shit, just compliant.
Yeah. That's that's what warms your heart, eh?
Like they'll break into a house, but they'll sanitize their hands after they leave in case, like
there's COVID on surfaces still.
Yeah.
They still believe that COVID can be transmitted by surfaces.
Yeah.
Like they're that vigilant, even though that's been debunked.
Yeah. They've already got hepatitis, but
it's weird to have hepatitis be worried about something that could just be a cold.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you're riddled with like several brands of hepatitis, but you're like, yeah, I don't want to get that 2-week headache.
that 2-week flu that kills 0.6 of the population.
Well, I think that's with those Byron Bay people at the organic shop. They're so healthy that probably their immune system from all the fucking acai and vitamin D infused biodynamic eggs, they probably have like asymptomatic COVID when they get it. So that no wonder they don't think it's real.
Right. I see. So if they are getting it, they're not feeling it and don't know anyone else who's feeling it. So they don't think it's real. And they're going around being super spreaders because they're asymptomatic.
Yeah. Idris Elba is so healthy. You know, that Bond guy? He's so healthy that when he got it, he was like running a marathon or something,
Right.
And they're like, you're positive. He's like, yeah, but I'm still doing HIIT training. Like he's still doing like weightlifting and deadlifting with COVID.
Wow.
So I think that's what happens with those Byron Bay Xavier type people.
Right. So they're going to spreading it in the yoga class or whatever.
Yeah. Because their immune system's so fortified, they get asymptomatic COVID.
It really is like being arrested in a yoga class, isn't it? Being arrested in an organic cafe.
Yeah.
It's like people like bikies and meth heads and homeless people and junkies and stuff. They're all probably the cops are probably turning a blind eye to them. They're more worried about Xavier's fucking Pilates class.
Yeah.
Being the real rule breakers.
Well, yeah, a locked-in hot Pilates studio in Byron Bay is a super spreader event. Yeah, they say that, like they'll say mental illness is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain. Like that's a popular theory.
Right.
But I personally think it's caused from disrespect.
Right.
Like it's like, it's like when you watch The Joker. Like, is it a chemical imbalance, or is it the fact that, he's dressed up as a clown and he's being trampled on by teenagers and can't get on the bus without being like bullied by a child? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what makes him snap. It's not a chemical imbalance. It's the disrespect.
Yeah. And then what does he do? Like, they say Prozac's the cure, but maybe it's like getting a hammer and teaching people how to treat you.
Yeah, setting boundaries.
Yeah, because what happens at the end? He's a fucking leader. He's dancing on a car. He's got 100 people. Yeah,
they're all trying to look like him and act like him. That's
totally
self-actualization.
Well, that's the highest Maslow hierarchy of needs. You know the Maslow hierarchy, where it's like shelter, food, whatever, and then like after shelter and food, it's like having a good job, and then after that's like, are you actually yourself?
Are you a super violent villain that has led a revolution? It's like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're at the top.
Well, then he's not mentally ill anymore, is he, at the end?
No, he's a leader.
He's a charismatic leader with some questionable choices.
Disrespect breeds resentment. And my problem is people say they're fueled by their dreams. I follow my dreams. I think of my dream every day. I write out my dreams. I'm fueled by revenge fantasies. There's not like a
much more powerful fuel.
Yeah, you don't want that fucking like live, laugh, love fucking shit on your wall. I scrawl in crayon on my walls. I'll show them all.
Yeah. It's like when you go to an Airbnb, you want to see a pillow that says resent, cry, regret. Like those live, laugh, love or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you want that messaging.
I actually think, honestly, that suffering is underrated in our culture because we're so happiness focused that people are constantly disappointed and have such incredibly high expectations.
Yeah.
And if we were more like, what comes from suffering? It builds character. There's no heroes without suffering.
Yeah.
There's no, character building. There's no greatness without suffering. Suffering's what teaches you. There's no happiness without suffering.
I think it's about, those people, those like Instagram people, they're like, oh, it's a blessed day. Love. We're going to have a lovely, lovely, positive day. I'm thriving. Yes. Blessed. Like those people cause depression in other people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
how about less fucking people watching a sunset with smiles on their face? Why don't you post more shit of depressive staring at the moon?
I want to read about the time you were betrayed.
Yeah.
It's like I feel better watching The Joker than I do watching someone going like, today I thrived in my blessed goji berry, blessed moon blessing, sun worship pose. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just, it sets up this expectation that, because I think depression is just the gap in expectation and reality.
Yes.
So all you have to do is under promise and over deliver to yourself.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Just got to be like,
all this shit is just over expectations.
Yeah. That's why, totally. And I think mental illness is I don't think it's a chemical imbalance. I think it's just betrayal.
It's not being used to. It's not being able to be used to. Like having that understanding that suffering is inevitable, and that's what the Stoics, the great Stoic philosophers, would say is that today someone will betray me, someone will lie, someone will cheat, and then when they had their day, they were like, oh yeah, here it is, and they were fine with it, But we're all like happy, fun, love, live, love, enjoy. Laugh, dance. I see that a lot. Dance. No one's fucking dancing. around.
If people dance, I leave the area.
1 in 2 people
But
have mental illness in Australia, and the government just spent billions of dollars trying to stop it. You reckon fuckers are dancing?
that doesn't make sense because that means only half of us is mentally ill. If 1 in 2.
Yeah, which is, you think, an understatement.
Well, like, I think, well, it's like,
A lot of
it's just,
people.
and mental illness is like it's often a perspective of success as well.
Right.
Like we see unsuccessful people as mentally ill. You know?
Like you're saying, if someone's super successful and they're weird, they're just called, and they're mentally ill, they're just called quirky or whatever.
Well, Hitler, when he was homeless in Austria, sleeping on park benches, selling Big Issues.
Yeah. The Austrian version of Big Issues.
The Austrian version of Big Issue. But like, then he was mentally ill. But then once he started leading a country, they were like, oh yeah, he's a charismatic leader, good speaking skills, he's a great orator. Like they're not bringing out the DSMV, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not like, 20 milligrams of Lexapro usually helps you not invade Poland.
Yeah. I think he
Like,
probably, if anything, he got given meth, didn't he? Is he a meth addict? Is that true?
Meth addict. But yeah, no one's like going, oh, are you okay?
To Hitler.
Beyond Blue wasn't offering counseling services to the Führer. You know what I mean? Like,
so
how many times do you feel worried?
There's enough success.
Yeah.
Then you can just hide any mental illness.
Success or revenge or whatever it takes as a cathartic expulsion of the resentment or whatever.
Right. It gets channeled.
Well, I don't know how sustainable are dreams.
It's a good question.
Compared to revenge.
Well, I mean, everyone has the same dreams. We're told our dreams. We want to be famous comedians. Most people want to be famous actors or rich businessmen, women, or successful CEOs and all that kind of shit. How many people have the same revenge fantasy as you? How many people do you meet that have the same revenge? Oh, you want to kneecap fucking Matthew Whitaker as well? That's crazy. Me too.
Yeah, it's more
unique.
It's more choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Of revenge, yeah.
Yeah.
That dreams like are fickle, but revenge will stay with you until it's complete. But yeah, it's like a dream's like, yeah, I think I'm going to be in a Sky Cube running a business. Yeah, vaguely. But if it's like, I'm going to get Matthew Whitaker and put his head in a vice, like, it's going to be more kind of like,
you're
going to start emailing people, like you're going to start trying to get that together.
Yeah, that's right. It's easier to be fueled by a revenge because you're like, I'm going to show that person this thing that I'm going to do. It's very particular.
I think negative emotions are more powerfully driving than positive.
Really?
Well, yeah, just like if it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people would rather avoid a negative thing than celebrate a positive thing, you know?
Yeah, right. That's interesting.
Because it's more powerful. But I guess the problem with the revenge fantasy is by the time you are equipped to take revenge, often the coordinates of that situation have evaporated. Like,
yeah, you finally made it or whatever, and you like just want to send your ex-girlfriend a text going, "Huh, see me on TV, huh?" And she's like, "I don't give a fuck. I've got kids and married."
It's like you do that, you know, that thing where you want to go back to your school and do a speech or whatever.
Yeah,
like, I'll show them. Then you go back and you're just doing a speech with another guy, another alumni that's in a wheelchair from jumping in off a weird creek bed and not judging you know how they get those guys?
Yeah.
The guy that jumps off the creek bed because he didn't judge the thing and he's doing speeches about measuring water heights.
Yeah. That's funny.
So you're like on after him and you're like, yeah, we're killing it.
Yeah, this was your big moment or whatever.
But you're like, yeah, no, I'm a Formula One racer and you just misjudged the depth of a creek. Like, you know what I mean? Because they get McDoohan back to do a speech about success. But then
Yeah,
there's also the guy that did heroin and drove his car into a lorry.
Yeah, and he's like, now I'm clean. He's like, really? So you did a
Yeah.
bunch of heroin and had an accident? Man, I've been driving around. Yeah, my brother literally did that. Like he went back as an IndyCar driver, and when he was at school, they hated him, and he was shit at school, and he was in the really bad class, the naughty kids class, and then he like graduated in grade 10. He didn't even
Yeah.
finish, and then now they have him back like the hero. They got a plaque of him up and shit. But at the time, they were like, your son needs to leave. He's smoking cigarettes, stealing, punching kids. When I say punching kids, I mean me.
Yeah. Not like you were at the school, but just at home as well.
Home as well.
But it's funny. It's funny as well because by the time he has, he'd have that revenge fantasy of the fucking Mr. Smith was a fuckhead. And like, I'm going to go back and show like James, who thought I was never going to make it. Like the problem is you go back to do the speech at the school and all those people are dentists and live in different countries. So you never quite get you
never get it.
Because the students there are like, why are you so angry? Like, we're different. It's just a school. Like, it's a corporation. Like, it's no.
Yeah.
It's like weird. Do you know what I mean? To take it out on them.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking made it. And they're like, yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
No connection to you at all.
Who are you? Yeah. Like you. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. There's no way to show anyone anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you get like a little one, like if you do a stand-up show and someone says something mean to you and then you get up straight away and do really well, that can be like a little.
It's got to be quick.
Yeah.
Like, like straight away.
Yeah. Yeah. They're talking to you backstage and you go up and kill and come back and go, yeah, you were saying?
The problem is the psychological warfare they're conducting could often cripple your performance because
psychological warfare.
Well, yeah, just if someone makes a weird snide remark before you go on, like
it's hard to.
I wouldn't be drinking a rosé before this. Like you're like, what does that mean? And then you go on, you're like, what does that fucking mean? And you're not timing is off because you're not present. You're like, why does he think he can say that? And I couldn't respond because there wasn't enough time because I'm.
Yeah, it's ruined your attempt to have a revenge fantasy fulfilled. Well, not fantasy, but get revenge.
But revenge feels good.
I guess mostly they remain fantasies, though, like you say. They remain fantasies.
It'd be weird if your psychologist offered it as a thing. He's like, well, there's 3 routes. We can do counseling. We can start you on a medication regime, or we can plot revenge against Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
plot together.
Where Roger works and then get a camera and see if we can photograph him. Maybe he's having an affair or something, and we can give those pictures to his wife.
Yeah.
We can start studying Roger.
Like, this is bulk build, right?
Yeah, I get this back on Medicare.
Like it's not.
Right? Yeah.
Your revenge is Medicare subsidized.
Yeah. Medicare's now subsidizing revenge.
All the great shows and stuff for revenge as well, like Taken, and
we love it.
That's all. It's vicarious revenge, so you don't have to do it. You can do it from the comfort of your sofa. You're like, yeah, I'd get a passport and go to the Ukraine to rescue my daughter too. You're eating corn chips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're drinking custard. It's out of a fucking a container.
Yeah,
you bought it in at the store.
Yeah.
Going, I'd be like that. I'd get revenge. Well, meanwhile, you're actually pathetic and so on. And that's why I have revenge fantasies, because I'm pathetic, because I don't confront anyone. So I have the fantasy instead.
Yeah, it's like you get to watch Take and think that you'd do anything, but if they actually break and enter, you'd use your wife as a human shield. And like lock your door, like lock them out and stuff. Like because the chances of that happening are so statistically low, you get to bask in the imagery of the vicarious fantasy. Like, I would go to the Ukraine. I'd be on the Qantas flight straight away.
Yeah, I would step out into the night and see who's got the knife or the gun or whatever. But in
Yeah.
reality, of course, you'd just be like, you go in front. No, you, like, just be like, you go in front. No, you, like, just pushing her in front of you.
No, it's nothing. I didn't hear anything. There's no one on the roof. You're crazy. Like, someone's on the roof. You're like, fuck.
Just a pathetic coward.
It's a possum. No, but it's
It's not an enraged murderer. It's a possum.
yeah. It's not Freddy Krueger. But yeah. Like, it's just insane. Like how good those revenge shows are. Because I think they do tap into what you said, that like regret that you never reacted when someone said something.
Right.
Like those wisdom of the staircase moments.
Right. What's that mean?
I feel like
wisdom of the staircase.
Wisdom of the staircase is when someone's like, "Oh, you got a salad for breakfast? That's weird."
Right.
I would have thought you were a meat eater. They say something weird. They're like,
Right.
but instead of reacting, you're like, I don't even know what that means. But later, you're like, yes, that was a deliberate attempt, a targeted attempt to undermine me. Like, so then you start coming up with responses hours later.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, I got plenty of them. Wow.
That's the bedrock of mental illness.
I see. Yeah.
If you just had comebacks on a palm card that you'd prepared for situations.
And just won all the situations, you wouldn't be mentally ill.
Yeah. Because
Just
then there'd be,
if a dick had landing lights, if a dick had wings, your mouth would have landing lights. Oh, yeah, no, I was just saying that you got a salad for breakfast. Yeah, sorry, man. I guess I did. That was a bit weird.
yeah,
It's really stock standard. I don't go down to the docks and kick the sailors' cocks out of your mouth.
yeah.
Really bad comebacks.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. They might help.
Better than just ruminating, you think, is just to have a series of stock standard heckler comebacks.
My hair may be thinning, but your weight is ballooning. Like, just stuff.
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, just crazy stuff.